Willy Wonka Beya, Chad. I heard that many stories and rumors was his secret in the story behind the Willy Wonka story, but I never really believed that. I thought of them as nothing more than more jokes and fan fiction. You know how people like to take things that are normally thought to be happy and whimsical, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and label Wonka as a pedophile or some shit like that. I never took anything like that seriously and just thought them to be things with people with active, elegant, creative minds had come up with. To me, the Wonka story was nothing more than a happy, innocent story made for a childish story. At least that was what I thought until the day I decided I would actually find a way to find out myself. I decided to mail someone who was once acquainted with Doll. I was told not to give anything about this person away. I just took just to see if any of this was true. Considering nearly everyone had something, this story obviously had some sort of subtext about it. I thought I would check to be sure. I was told in the mail, I quote, "You seem interested in the subject." Many people prefer to speculate, but you are the first one who seemed generally curious. Seeing as you want to know as much as you do, I will send you a tape in the mail. Checking within a week. It was a couple days or so later when the tape finally arrived. It had the words, "True Story of Willy Wonka," right on the back of the marker. The only other words on it. It was copyright dated 1963, a year before the book came out. At first I thought that was a strange kid or VHS tapes were not around back then. Then it occurred to me that it was possible it had been on film and put on tape later. So I stuck the tape and played it. So I stuck in the tape and played it. After rewinding to make sure, it started out a bit odd. For one thing, it made us went to the title, taken directly from the first edition book cover, with no fade, just sort of popped in, causing me to jump. What also made me jump came after that delayed yet abrupt appearance of the music was loud and sounded like some fast, angry jazz music. Anyway, went on the credits and showed names I had never seen before. The only names I was to recognize was Dills, Patricia, Niels, and some guy named John Black. And I kept looping back to the name of the animation checker about 15 times. Generally thought there was something wrong with the tape. Right as I went to take it out, it popped immediately into the outside of the house of the bucket, but the camera was zooming in. The art was really weird. It was black and white and had an odd, misty cloud look about it. Crosshatched, there was a deep male voice that seemed most likely to be the narrator. The voice was in horrible quality. It was muffled and at such a low volume that I could barely make out a word he was saying. It was cut inside the bucket's house. And Miss Cloudy look what was weirder than here. People move all wavy like and what stopped me was like those old Zelda CDI games, but the shading was crossing hatch. What meant there was a lot of extra movement. Sometimes it was hard to make out what was going on. The character's behavior obviously seemed like Charlie was either gay or highly effeminate, as he spoke with a girly voice and spoke of his love for dolls and princesses. He seen everyone fear Grandpa Joe. We found out later that he was involved with World War I, and it was never clear how. It seems clear he was responsible for India. Charles' parents also displayed odd behavior. Dad seemed depressed, and the mother seemed paranoid and suffered from some major obsession compulsive disorder. The other grandparents never spoke at all. From here on was a different book that the fact that Charlie sings songs about his dress he wishes to wear. The story is that Wonka is slightly different, although apparently he is a Grinch. Happened to appear out of nowhere. It's only a impressive factory that once saw built. Seems that no one worked in this factory, nor did it have any problems causing it to shut down. But when Charlie finds the ticket, happens halfway through the building. Also, we don't see any of the other kids giving their interviews as they win, as the message on the ticket found in the book or anything film adaptation was absent. In fact, the ticket was like no mentioning of it. The gold but it's black and white, so it's hard to tell anyway. So anyway, the big day came, and everyone was waiting at the gate. It was very simple to the book version, except there were 6 kids, and Charlie was wearing his dress, and the lines spoken by the people are slightly changed from the book halfway through. There were talks about Willy Wonka being a Grinch, how his factory got there, and how they got made. There's a story about Prince Puckencherry's death. Have died drowning in Wonka's chocolate's palace. They talk about more stuff, but then it seems the wind picks up, drowning them through nothing is never seen blowing. Sounded like the effect of a howling wind. And there are bells that chime for when it times for gates, but just like the book. So surprisingly, I can hear it over the loud howling wind, but it hits me that the chimes are no church bells, like describes the funeral bells. Very weird, but it's not the weirdest part. The weirdest part is Wonka himself. When the doors swing open, you see a dark, shadowy figure standing at the doorway. The Wonka comes out of the factory and hopping and prancing. Showing does not appear human, though it was somewhat hard to tell due to the style of cross-hatching and a lack of color. Again, this isn't the weirdest part. The weird part is his eyes. He has a reptilian stare that quite literally sent chills down my spine. His hair kept moving up because of the constant motion across. It moved like he was underwater.